Hello, my dear students. Welcome back. Today we're going to paint hydrangeas, and I hope you join me and enjoy the process. So I have the paints are going to be some mainly cool colors, violets and blues, and against the warm tones, which is a beautiful contrast in my opinion. And so here we go. First, the approach is going to be to not do the detail, but to try to get as much of the canvas covered with paint as possible, and to block in the main areas. And we're going to do a lot of squinting. So, all right. So first of all, we're going to do, I've got my liquid here, and I'm coming in here with my raw umber ultramarine blue, and I am going to go in here, get some darks. I've got a design already in, so mainly it's going to be at first just to get you the main shapes. Oh, I need to put some ultramarine blue. We're going to have yellow ochre, burnt sienna. If you don't have burnt sienna, you can mix your cadmium red with okay, here's my white. I had not taken out my white. Okay, so you're going to need your cadmium red and yellow. Okay, so, and quite a bit of blue. Is this blue? Yeah, that's the blue. Okay, I did have, see, right out of the tube, it gets a little confusing sometimes because it, they all look so dark. And you can really tell the difference once you start dragging it out, the color. Okay, so we got this here. And I'm going to put some, like I said, we're going to block it in first. So I think what I'm trying to get you to do here is to just go ahead and get the paint in the canvas without being afraid of covering a substantial area in the most freestyle, fun, without fear of doing it. See if we can just do it. This is the basic shape. So they're basically a round spheres shape, and also some ovals, right? See this? This would be like an oval shape, and this one here is more of a round, not a perfect circle, but and here we have another one. Most of you have the study that I've sent you. If you don't have it, let me know, and I will provide another one for you. Okay, so see how fast I'm doing it. Not that you want to necessarily do it fast. I think that it's okay if you go slow. We're not in a hurry. But the idea is to not stress about it. Enjoy the process. No mistakes right now are going to happen, really, if you just... So just to block in the basic shapes. what I want you to do. And then we're going to come back later and add more of the highlights and the shapes and the different colors. Okay, so that's the base. We're going to, it's going to be mainly purple. So whether you do have a study or not, it's not going to, you can still paint this even if you don't have the study, because it's basically, but if you want one, I will most definitely send you one in the mail or a text message. I can send it via text also. Okay, so here is a pot, which is it reminds me one of those Talavera very classic pottery with that also very classic Delft blue or cobalt blue. Blue and white. Okay, see, even the picture, it's a picture. We don't really have that much detail right now. Just get, I guess one way to look at it is you want to have as much of the canvas painted as possible at this point. Okay, now you know how to mix your greens with ultramarine blue and cadmium yellow light, and it can be quite light at this point. See, now some of those the paint is touching the blue, and that's okay. See how that almost it's touching it right now, and it's fine, no problem there, especially since if you realize or remember that the green has a lot of blue in it, because that's how green is made, yellow and green. So okay, so see, just do it. Now the brush I am using is a synthetic nylon. It's a size 8. So this can be considered a alla prima painting. So we're just painting right out of the tube. No underpainting necessary. So this is kind of sometimes the immediacy of a painting can be very rewarding and kind of fun to do. Now I'm doing this with oils. At some point I may just stop, well, not stop, but stop talking and just continue with the painting so that I can advance the tape faster so you can see the process until I'm mostly finished. The leaves are lovely. They are heart-shaped and they're beautiful. Huge, pretty large, and beautiful green colors to them. They are very, they suck up a lot of water. That's why I guess if it's fitting of the name hydrangeas, because they do need, they're very thirsty, and it shows with their beautiful greens, and also they dry very well. I mean, you can just keep them indoors after they bloom. You can keep them for, you know, I've had some, sometimes they're so beautiful and then they dry so beautiful, you keep them for a year or longer on the, you know, if you keep them under glass or something. They are beautiful at every stage, even the dried up stage, because okay, so that's the basic floral part of it. Okay, so now, like I said, my main objective right now, or goal, is to get most of the background covered up. So I'm going to come in here like this, like the table. Now, you know, this is just to practice. Eventually, the real, I don't want to say challenge, but I want to say assignment's going to be where you do your same, hopefully either take a photograph or just bring your own flowers, your own hydrangeas or something similar, and do a still life. But at least you will have a chance to see kind of how to go about it by this, using this example. Now, when you, I'm not sure if I showed you that, but when you are, a larger area is going to need a larger brush. So I did change the size of the brush. And now this is on a table. So the edge right here of the table is going to be darker. And that is because whenever you are at a table, if you notice, if you're by a table now, you're going to notice that the edge of that table is going to be lighter than the top part's going to be lighter than your bottom. So even if it's a very dark table, it's still, there still should be some type of difference in value. So I'm making sure that I get that difference in contrast by wiping out a little bit on that edge. Okay, so now I continue with the table on this side, and also when you're painting a larger space, larger area, you're going to notice that you're going to need to spread it out. So you're going to add a little bit more of your media, liquid or linseed oil, whatever it is media that you prefer. Okay, so now the back here is going to be back to the just dark. This is underneath the table. Okay, so just go and just paint it. Just paint it. Just cover that white. You don't want any white on at this stage of the It's a little bit, I'll let you know something. It's a little bit difficult for me right now because I'm painting a little bit at an angle. Kind of, usually I paint with a, so I'm still trying to figure out the best angle for you to see what I'm doing. And so far, this is what I have found that you can see better, but then it makes me to be a little crooked. But it's all right. It's nothing that can't be accomplished. Just a little, it feels a little awkward to be painting sideways like that. Okay, so I may come back and revisit that, but all right, now I'm going to, I think up here, I'm going to start with the background. And this is the tablecloth right here. So, okay, so my background, always have your napkins handy. That way you can take the excess off like this and move on to your next color. All right, so right now I am going to use my, it's kind of an orangey red. So you could use your yellow, cadmium yellow, light, and your cadmium yellow to get your background. Or something also that would work would be your burnt sienna and yellow ochre. Any one of those, that combination will work out. Because right now I have my burnt sienna here. So I'm going to use that and my yellow. Cadmium yellow. Cadmium yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go into my media because I know I'm starting a larger color. And again, I'm going right there, right up against. Doesn't matter if I touch that. The other colors, doesn't matter. So I think that before one of these reasons why I like this round brush is because I can go in between the little crevices, little corners, like right here, by just using the tip of it. And then you can also paint a wide area by just putting more pressure. See how much space I can cover? And then I can come in here in those little corners, like right there, just with the tip. It's just like a little tips, little short short tips that might be helpful. You don't have to necessarily go to another brush. You could just use the same one. Now, the good thing about doing this kind of exercises is that you have a little bit of a guide as to what you're doing, because you have your design already, and you can implement this little exercises when you're doing your larger paintings, or your own, not necessarily larger, but your own unique paintings, your originals. Okay, so now I'm coming here with a lighter. You can use your yellow ochre. And see the beautiful combination of warm colors and cool colors together. Is very nice. Do you see how I move my brush this way to cover a large area sideways? And then I go into my media, and then I can go with a corner in between little corners like this, see? Like that, in between here. It's just helpful to have the shape of the brush fit right into those areas. Of course, I will be using a variety of brushes when I start doing the details of my painting. Okay, I think I'm going to continue, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you before I stop talking. I don't think so. I think I'm going to do this painting and then probably one more. So, so come back for that, okay? All right, quiet time now for me.